Hello and welcome back to another video on the channel where this time I'm talking about top 5 league action in football, and the matches are gonna be played on the weekend as usual, but some weekday matches as well, so I'm gonna talk about those games as well. And here I got on the board Serie A, La Liga and Bundesliga. Premier League and Ligue are gonna be later on this video, so if you want to use timestamps to go to those matches and their starting times, go ahead and do that. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna tell my opinions which should be the most interesting games and you should watch, which games you should watch. And beginning with Serie A Matchday 32. And there are a couple intriguing matches. For example, 5th and 4th place teams Roma and Milan meet each other. That's going to be on Saturday, and all these are local times, so 6 p.m. So that should be exciting, and that could very well determine whether Roma or Milan, AC Milan, gets the Champions League spot, the last one. But there are Juventus are not far away from Roma and Milan, and there are other teams like Inter Milan and Atalanta behind them, so the Champions League spot race should be interesting. And speaking of Champions League spot, Lazio will face Inter Milan, and that's going to be on at 12:30. That's on Sunday. That should be exciting as well. And probably, if not that Roma AC Milan, I would think this is the match that most people should watch. So that should be exciting. That Inter Lazio game. And there are other interesting matches as well, like Napoli and Salernitana meeting at 4 p.m. on Sunday, and Juventus will meet Bologna, and that's the last match of the Sunday in Serie A, and last of the matchday 32 matches. And Cremonese, they will face Hellas Verona, so that should be exciting as well, because of the relegation race, both teams need points. But those are interesting matches. Then moving on to La Liga, matchday 32 matches, and those include, for example, Barcelona and Betis. I would think that's probably the best match. Barcelona, they still need points so that they could secure their La Liga title, whereas for Betis they have dropped to 6th place, so are they able to get to Europa League position even? They need points here. But at Camp Nou that won't be easy, and that will be on at Saturday 9 p.m. And before that, Real Madrid, the second place team, will meet Almeria, and I would think Real Madrid can get 3 points there, but they need to do better after that Girona loss or Girona loss. But I would think those matches are gonna be interesting. Sevilla, Girona, that should be also interesting. That's on Monday and 10 p.m. there, and not 10 p.m. 9 p.m. And there are other interesting matches as well, but those are probably the highlights for me. And then moving on to Bundesliga, and matchday 30 games there, and there are some interesting matches, and those matches include league leaders Dortmund, new league leaders, they will be in action on Friday and 8:30 local time against Bochum. So they should win this match, I would think, but it might not be that certain as it looks. And then there are Saturday games. Many of them begin 3:30, and Union Berlin and Leverkusen meeting each other. That should be exciting. Union Berlin, they are third, and Leverkusen were they 6th or 7th if I'm not mistaken, so they are fighting for European position for next year. Union Berlin for Champions League, so that should be exciting match. And looking on to other matches, Leipzig, they need to bounce back after their couple disappointing results against Hoffenheim, and they have dropped to 5th place, so no Champions League football for Leipzig right now. They need to do better if they want to get there. And Bayern, the former league leaders, they are second right now. They will meet Hertha Berlin, the last team, so that should be exciting Sunday match. And those are probably the matches that I want to talk about from Serie A, La Liga and Bundesliga. Let's move on to Premier League and Ligue next. Moving on to Liga next, and there are some notable matches as well, including Lille and Ajaccio. That game will be the only Saturday game, 5 p.m. local time. And both teams need 3 points for different reasons. Lille, they are trying to get higher than Conference League spot. As for Ajaccio, they are getting relegated as of now, so they are trying to do everything they can so that they wouldn't get relegated. Then there are some Sunday matches that are interesting. Obviously, league leaders PSG will face Lorient. That's 5:05. And then maybe the biggest challenger for PSG, Marseille will face Auxerre, who have done quite well in last 3 or 4 matches in Ligue, so that should be exciting to end the Sunday. Other matches that could be interesting, there are some weekday matches as well, Tuesday and Wednesday. This Toulouse-Lens game should be interesting, and Lens being third team, so they are trying to get into guaranteed Champions League spot, and maybe Monaco, they should get points, so at least they need points if they want to get to Champions League or even try to get there, and they will try to do that against Montpellier. And maybe Troyes, Nice, they have struggled badly, and at least for as of late, so they need every point they could get. They have dropped really far out of the any European competition, and let's see how that match will go. I don't know what to say about Nice anymore. They just have struggled badly in last something like 5 or 10 games in Ligue. Premier League Matchday 34 has some big games in there, including Manchester United facing Aston Villa, who have been just great in about last 5 or 6 games in Premier League, and they are trying to make surprise push to Europa League positions, and doing pretty good job right now, and that's going on Sunday 2 p.m. At the same time, Manchester City will face Fulham away from home, huge match for the title race, as will be the Arsenal-Chelsea match on Tuesday 8 p.m. And Arsenal really need to win that London derby. Then there are some other intriguing games like Leicester and Everton, and that game will be on Monday. And both teams need points there, both teams getting relegated as of now. And maybe Brighton Wolves, Brighton, they have been playing great this season, but a couple last games have not gone their way. Interesting to see how they will fare against Wolverhampton. And those were probably the games that I want to talk about. Maybe worth mentioning Newcastle and Southampton, which will be played at the same time as Manchester United, Aston Villa and Fulham, Manchester City. Now that all the top 5 league action has been previewed, what are your thoughts about these matches, and do you have any score predictions? And which matches are you most excited about? And hit the like and subscribe for more football content. Thank you for watching, and see you soon with another video.